So recently I spoke with my wife. She's an artist as well. She is drawing with oils and acrylic and stuff that I don't understand. And we were speaking about motivation and practice. Practice actually has several meanings, and at least in Bulgaria, practice can also mean doing, not exercising, not training, but doing. Most of the people outside of art, or most of the consumers, rightfully so, think that art in whatever form is pure talent, especially exceptional art like architecture, paintings, or really good music. They seem very, very hard to reach. And in a sense, they are. To people who are not into art, these things have one single explanation. You possess some kind of magic, and that could not be further from the truth. Yes, there is a talent, and without talent, you're dead as an artist. But without practice, you're very much dead as well. You cannot rely on motivation and inspiration. Try to create something meaningful. It doesn't have to earn you money, it doesn't have to be your biggest hit ever. Try to use that free time you have in between inspirations or jobs to create something that's meaningful to you. Try to create something that's challenging to you. Try new strategies, try new methods, new techniques. Try use a different color. I don't know. But at the end of the day, don't do it for the practice, for the sake of practice. Do it for the end result. Try to create something that you are going to be satisfied from. Do that especially when you're not motivated, especially where you're not inspired. Why? Because that's when you push yourself. It's very easy to see something like a beautiful sunset or a great movie or hear a song. You get fired up, you get pumped up. I want to draw, I want to paint, I want to shoot, I want to play, I want to sculpt, whatever your art is. That's easy, because you see something and immediately you want to replicate it or you want to use it to inspire something of yours. But when this is absent, that's the trick part, because you have to sit down and think of all the rules and all the best practices in your craft. You have to think of what looks good or what sounds good, or you have to sit down and use your brain, not just your emotions, to create something. And that's pretty hard to do. How do you get there? I found that limits breed creativity. Both very easy and very hard to create something when you have all the cool toys and tools at your disposal. But I find that I'm stifling myself when I have everything. I'm limiting myself to work only with a small amount of tools so that my mind can get creative, so that I can learn new techniques. As you challenge yourself and as your brain starts working and solving problems, because our brains they thrive when they solve problems, and this is why they're created in the first place. So your brain is starting to thrive and you start feeling that initial push, that inspiration, because you don't wait on some inspiration to come down on yourself. You create it. And this way, when you limit your choices, when you limit your tools, that's when creativity comes, and that's where you get better. So when your next job comes along, or your next commission, or whatever the case may be, you will be that much more prepared, because you have practiced. You'll have put your skills and what you know with a little bit of what you don't know and you learned into creating something. That doesn't have to be something that you want to share with people. It might be utter crap at the end. But you used your brain and your skills and your knowledge, and that's what I mean about practice. something that has meaning behind it, not just something for the sake of going through the motions. We have to make practice, this kind of practice, very much standalone branch in our crafts, in our professions, in our hobbies. Make sure to create, to allocate time and create time for such practice. Make sure to invest in practice. For instance, I had to buy this. This is the Tilta Nucleus Nano 2 wireless follow focus. So I can do this. Yeah, I'm basically pulling focus on myself because the camera is all the way in the end of the room from me. And I'm using the Blackmagic Cinema 6K full frame. So in order for me to practice and do this kind of stuff and some scenes and lighting techniques, I need this. I'm my own actor because when I'm at home and my wife doesn't like to get in front of a camera, I have to be DP, the gaffer, the grip, and the talent. And this way, I can achieve that. So I had to invest, I had to spend money, and this is not cheap. By my standards, it's not cheap. But I view it as an investment because with this around, I can proceed to practice. And with practice, I get better. Make practice a separate branch, a separate item of what you're doing. Make it regularly, or as soon as you find yourself out of work and with some free time, make it as regular as you can. Invest in your practice, which means since you're taking practice seriously, if you have to buy gear instead of buying some cool gadget or some cool I don't know what, just because it's the newest and the best and whatever, don't waste your money on that. Buy something that will help you, actually help you practice. And 3, limit yourself. It's a bit contradicting with purchase gear. Try to use the bare minimum of what you need. Limit yourself. When you're working, you have all the tools at your disposal anyway. But when you're practicing, try to be as limited as possible. Trust me, it will help you. Next time, we're going to speak strictly about buying gear and investing in gear because I have a lot of things I can share with you on that. And yeah, get busy practicing. It pays off, trust me. Bye.